y'all doing? It's only 3 o'clock in the morning, that's all. I woke up with restless leg and I said, well, I'm gonna go ahead and get started on my father-in-law's chicken and dumplings. That's what he wants. Again. But somebody asked me to do another video on it to kind of give a synopsis on how you make them very flavorful. So, the first thing I do is I chop up 2 onions and about 4 stalks of celery. And I stick them in a pan with olive oil and I start sauteing them. Then I add some salt and pepper. And then I add a little bit of thyme, okay? Probably half a teaspoon to a teaspoon of thyme. Then I add about 2, and I know this is a lot, but I'm making a flavor bomb. That's what I call it. I add 2 tablespoons of this chicken bouillon powder. Because this right here, you couldn't eat that with a spoon. That's going to be diluted once you put it in here. But that's where all of the flavor is going to really be coming from, that and the chicken. Now, this is some of the water that I boiled 3 chicken breasts in. And then I've added some better than bouillon and a little bit of thyme, salt, and pepper. But in order to get a really flavorful dumpling, you want to make something, you want your aromatics to be aromatic, okay? Like I said, you couldn't take a spoon and eat that. It would be salty. But that's what's going to go in all of this water. That's about 12, 13 cups of water. And it's going to be delicious. And I've got about 5 cups of all-purpose flour in this bowl here. And then I got about 3 of this spoon, tablespoon, that's a big tablespoon, of crisco, salt and pepper, and about 2 tablespoons of that bouillon powder. Because not only do you want to season, you want to season every element of what you're fixing, okay? You want to season your dumplings. You don't want just a pot of water that you've boiled your chicken in and then just throw some dough in it. No, you don't want that. You want flavor. That's why we're eating and enjoying our food, because we want flavor, right? So don't just season one element or one application of what you're fixing. Season every element. You know, you don't have to over season it. Just season it and you will get the best results, okay? This person said their chicken and dumplings were just dull. Well, you have to season your flour. You know, we're not making biscuits. We're making dough. Salt, pepper, and what are we making? Chicken and dumplings. So we're going to add some chicken powder, bouillon powder. So therefore, when we're eating our dumplings, not only are we having the chicken flavor in our dumpling water, or juice, whatever you want to call it, or gravy, we've got it in our dumplings. And it's going to, the harmony is going to go well together. I promise you. I haven't met anybody yet that did not love my dumplings. They're pretty delicious. I've been craving them, actually, so I'm kind of glad I'm making them, because I need a little something. But anyway, I got about 5 cups of all-purpose flour. Now, this makes a lot of dumplings. But you can cut this in half. So I got 5 cups of flour, and then I'm gonna add, I don't know how much buttermilk yet, to make my dumplings. But when we make this, we got to knead it until it bounces back. It's almost like we're making pasta. We don't want to make it like a biscuit because it will fall apart if you stir it in the pot. We want to develop some gluten in this dough to where it will hold up in the water and it will have a good chew. You want a good dumpling. So I hope that explains it a little bit better. You can use self-rising flour, but if you do, you need to roll your dumplings thinner because they're going to, this does not have any of the leavening. I said leveling the other day, leavening agents. So it's just plain flour with some seasoning in it. You can even season your dumplings with soul food seasoning. You could put garlic powder in it if you wanted to, onion powder, Lowry season. You can put any kind of dry seasoning that you want into this flour mixture here, okay? So season every application. Don't just season your pot of water. And always, if you can, put vegetables, at least onions. If you don't like celery, great. But just at least put some onions in your dumplings. That you got to have some aromatics. You don't want just chicken and dumplings. You want the aromatics. Give it a little bit of character. And it makes it so much tastier. And I've even added carrots, chopped them up real small, and added that to my dumplings. That's really good. You can add poultry seasoning, a little bit, because it's strong, to this, or to your pot of water. But he doesn't like a lot of chicken in his. And believe it or not, this is 3 chicken breasts. But he likes more dumplings. I do too. He likes dark meat better, but I don't have any dark meat. I was gonna go get some today, but I think he'll be okay with that. But anyway, if you don't have buttermilk, take milk, regular milk, put a couple of 3 teaspoons of vinegar, white or yellow, into your regular milk, stir it up. You've got buttermilk. Okay? So, I hope I explained that. I love buttermilk. It's so good with cornbread. I'm just an old country girl, y'all. I think I'm gonna fix some catfish for supper. So this will probably be my 3rd chicken and dumpling video. But they asked me to do it, and I like to, do what I'm asked to do as far as the my YouTube channel. I put on an old shirt because I know I'm gonna be getting flour all over me. And I meant to show you how to tell if you've got enough shortening in your dough. When you pick up your flour after you've put your Crisco in it, if you hold it together, now this is before you put your milk in it. If you pick up your flour and it holds together some, then you know that you've got enough Crisco in it. If it doesn't, then you need to add a little bit more. I meant to show y'all that. I've shown you that in some of my biscuit making videos. I could do this by hand, but I just don't want all that dough under my fingernails this morning. But I am gonna knead it. Tell you what, it'll make your arms tired when you got this much. And I can also freeze what I don't use. And it'll stay in the freezer for about a month and a half, maybe 2 months, as long as it's not frostbit. But you need to wrap it up really good. And if you put it in the refrigerator, it'll probably last a day and it'll start turning brown. It starts oxidizing. It doesn't mean you can't use it. You'll just have brown dough. And when y'all hear me make that noise, it's habit and it's also pain. I don't mean to do it. When I go like that, I'm usually in pain. I've got a lot of arthritis. And if y'all have it, you know it hurts. And I don't realize it until after I watch my videos and I'm like, oh, I keep doing it. And I'm trying to catch myself. It's bad enough, my allergies cray-cray. Okay. Now, I've got that pretty well mixed up, okay? And like I said, we're not making biscuits, so we ain't worried about kneading it too much. Whew. That's a lot of dough. That's a lot of dough, y'all. Smells good. I love working with dough. Let me flour my surface here. Drink some coffee. I'd rather have a Dr. Pepper or a Dr. Perky, y'all. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna spread it a little bit and then I'm gonna scrape some to the side. And I daggone meant to get my bench scraper before I got flour all over my hands. If I wasn't doing a video, I'd have my earbuds in listening to music. Oh, that's a lot of dough. I'm gonna have some left over probably. But that's fine with me because I wanted some dumplings yesterday so bad. I just wanted something soothing on my stomach, you know. And it is. It's so comforting. All right, y'all. Let's dig in here. This is fun. Y'all need to come and help me. And what I don't use, like I said, I'm going to freeze it. So then when I get a hankering for some dumplings, guess what? I can make me some and I ain't got to deal with the making the dough. And he freezes his, if it's any left over, he'll freeze his dumplings. My father-in-law, like if I make a soup, he says I make him a lot, so he'll freeze it. And you want to knead this, y'all, until it's not real sticky, which is going to take a little while. You know, a lot of people don't knead their dumpling dough much. And that's okay. To each his own. Everybody's different. You know, everybody likes what they like. I'm just showing you what I do. And I was asked, and I wanted to, you know, do what they asked me to do. So, that's what I'm doing, y'all. So I'm going to knead this for a little while. And I will come back and show you what it's supposed to do. Hey, y'all. So I'm going to show you how you can tell. Now, it's still a little sticky, but that's okay. I can deal with that with the flour. But how to tell when it's pretty well okay to use. See how it's coming back. See? And you can use that. And if you're not happy with that, you can knead it some more. But I think that's perfectly fine. That lets you know that there's some elasticity going on in there, see? So I've developed some gluten. So, it's pretty dough. See a little flecks of pepper in there. Okay, I'm going to wrap this up or put it in a bowl or something and put it in the refrigerator for just a few minutes. Let it rest. You don't have to, but I like to. And that way I can rest a minute. And then clean some of this up, and we will roll out our dumplings. I'll be back. Hey, another thing, I've got a pizza pan. I usually use my trays or either this pizza pan. I've got some parchment paper And when I cut out my dumplings, I'll put a piece of parchment paper down and a little bit of flour, lay them out. Then do another layer, put this on top of that, you know, stack them. But I always try to prep, you know, we all forget stuff. We'll have to go back and get something out of the refrigerator. But for the most part, I always try to have all my ingredients ready. That's called mise en place. I guess that's French for everything in place. Because it helps, you know, when you've got everything here instead of running here and running over there and getting this and getting that. I think it's easier. It's easier for me. I used to be that way, and then lately I've been, you know, trying to have everything that I need right here. And I found that you're less likely to forget an ingredient, you know, when you sit there and you get everything and you have it in front of you. So, anyway, I just wanted to share that. I know I look tired. But, anyway, good old restless leg wanted to keep me up. I have a funny story. When Randy and I first started dating, he came over here one evening and brought a pizza. I may have told y'all this story. And Zoe, she was here, and he brought a pizza. And I had taken some medication for my restless leg. And I ate a piece of pizza, and then I took the medication because you can't take it on an empty stomach. I got so sick, I thought I was going to just leave this world. As they say, I thought I was going to upchuck my toenails. And we're all sitting on the sofa, and, you know, we hadn't been long really met. This was the first time he had been to the house. And Zoe was just she was a little bit younger, and she was jumping all over the couch or moving around, and I'm sitting there going, oh, God, I'm so sick. And then Randy's thinking, oh, my God, you know, I brought this girl that I like some food, and she's done got sick. And he tells everybody, you know, I brought her pizza. She got sick on our first date, but I did. And he says, I think I ought to leave. And I'm like, no, you ain't got to go. You ain't got to go. But he finally left, and I was so apologetic because I told him, you know, that medicine just made me really, really sick. But I thought that was a funny story. He tells people that he gave me food poisoning. Anyway, I'll be back. Hey, so I wanted to tell y'all that when I had my celery and my flavor bomb, all of my stuff here in this pan, while that was simmering, I took some of this chicken broth water that still had some of the chicken in it, and the chicken was done. And I just took and scooped some of it into there, and it helped it cook that faster. Like I told y'all before, if you want your onions and celery to cook faster, always add a little bit of liquid. But, you know, not only did you have the flavor of the chicken in here, I was adding it over here too, and then putting it back over here. But yeah, you can always add a little bit of liquid to your onions, carrots, or celery when you want to try to hurry it up. It does. It really does make it faster. But this broth here is very flavorful. Oh, y'all, that is like, I could drink a cup of that. It's like, it just hits the spot. Ooh, I really could drink a cup of that. I want some more of that. Hold on. That really did hit the spot, y'all. That is so what's the word you want to use? Comforting. I'm gonna drink this. But that's delicious. And when you add those flavorful dumplings and that chicken that I cooked with the thyme, a little bit of thyme and stuff. I love dumplings. I wish Randy liked them. He loves bread. Why don't he like dumplings? I don't get it. Okay, I'm going to be taking my dough out soon. I want to let it rest just a few more minutes. And I'm going to drink that broth. You know, it's weird. It's just like, it's comforting. It's like hitting the spot. You know, like if you're really thirsty and you got to have something to drink. And then when you drink it, you're like, that's the way this is. Wow. That packs a wonderful, it's not spicy. It's just onions and celery and the thyme and the chicken and the, ooh. Wow. That's so good. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, I got everything cleaned up. If you have a silicone mat and it doesn't stick very well, if it's moving around when you're trying to do something, just wet it underneath to, you know, on the countertop, and it'll help keep it from, you know, sliding around. Okay. So I am going to only do half of this at a time, because that's a lot of daggone dough to roll out. So I'm going to stick this back in the fridge. Y'all, I still got a lot of red velvet cake left. Okay. I try to make them pretty. Now, I do make them different sizes, but sometimes you just can't help it, you know? It just happens. They're homemade. Now, this is not self-rising flour. I hope y'all can hear me. I'm not talking real loud because Randy's asleep. Most people are, except for me. I wished I was. But I tell you what, if I'm not asleep, I'd rather be hanging out with y'all. How about that? And that's the truth. Okay. Well, like I said, I've got other videos, but she wanted me to do one more and, you know, explain how I've got the flavor that I've gotten. Okay. That's probably, I don't know, 1/4 of an inch or less. You can roll them out to your likeness, you know, what you like, how thick you want them. Okay. I'll make sure that's not going to tip over. All right. Let's take a pizza cutter. And I'm not mashing hard because I don't want to cut my mat. I love that mat. Okay. All right, you see what I did? And I'm gonna put him over here in my pan. I've got groceries on the table I haven't even put up yet. Like sugar, rice, so you see what I'm doing? Just want to make sure a little bit of flour's on the bottom of it. Or on that. Alright, I'm going to get this done and I'll be back, y'all. Hey, y'all, I wanted to tell you too, you don't have to use buttermilk in this. You can use chicken broth. That would be, leave out the powdered bouillon in your dough. And you can use chicken broth to make your dough with. I forgot to tell you that. Hey, y'all, now I've got another half. Now, somebody asked me, she said, I can't get my dumplings thick enough. They're just too watery. Well, this, see the flour on the back of this? That's going to make your dumplings thick. You don't want to overdo it. Just, you know, just barely flour it. Put some flour on it. And if it gets too thick, just add some more chicken broth or water. That's all you have to do. That's it. Always roll your dough from the middle first. Okay? Like that. That one's got a hole in it. Fix that. I wish y'all could taste of that broth. It is so delicious. I may have to freeze some of that other, y'all. My fingernails keep putting a hole in it. Alright, I'm going to cut this out and I'll be back. I've got 3 rows or 3 layers of, I got flour all over my stand, of dumplings. Put them in the refrigerator for just a few minutes until the water heats up. And when it heats up, we're going to start dropping. Hey, I may have to make some more dumplings. I don't know. I've got the dough, but my water is starting to boil. I probably should add a little bit more water, but I gotta have room, you know, for the chicken and the dumplings. You put the chicken in last. So, there we go. And you don't want to add your dumplings until you see the water doing that. And when it comes to a rapid boil, turn it down, but you want it simmering. Let me wash my hands again. Okay. Alrighty. Alrighty, let's see. See, I've got those in 3 layers. Let's see if I can move this over here. Well, I want y'all to be able to see. Okay, do it this way. You want to start dropping. I can't wait to eat some of this. And just start gently. They're not going to fall apart because we kneaded them, remember? And I got about 12, 13 cups of water in here, remember? I think that's what I said. I don't know. I can't remember. Some of it's cooked down or evaporated. Smells so good. It wouldn't bother me if I didn't have any chicken in here. Oh, me. Y'all, when I can't sleep, I'm usually up baking or something. Y'all, I had 4 rows of dumplings. I was wrong. Alright, I'm going to drop these and I'll be back. Okay, I've put the chicken in it. And I'm just simmering it. I can turn the heat off and just let it sit. And it'll finish cooking these dumplings. Look at there, y'all. I'm telling you. There's only one lady that I know of that cried when she ate something, and that was Julia Child. I'm not bragging by no means, but these need to cook just a few more minutes, but I tried to get some thin ones. Look at there. It makes me want to cry. They're so good. Oh. Hits the spot. I've been wanting these for days. And because Randy don't like them, I just didn't fix it. And then when his daddy said chicken and dumplings again, I was like, yes. Look at there, y'all. And they almost done. I got thin ones, so they're pretty much done. So that's the secret. Get you a flavor bomb going with your celery and your onions and your chicken broth. I think this might make me go to sleep. Wow. But this is about 4 cups of flour. I've got some left. I had to take a little broth out of this pot because it was filling up. But anyway, that's the bomb. The bomb. Open up. Wow, wow, wow. It is so good. Celery. Okay. To the person that wanted me to remake them, I hope you enjoy it too. And you can taste that in that chicken. You can taste the herb that I put in it. Okay. Oh. I wish y'all could taste it. Alrighty. I'm going to sign off now. But I will get I will put a detailed recipe in the description box. And I wish y'all was here to eat some of this. I wish y'all could smell it and taste it. But I have to say, these are the bomb diggity bow chicky bow wow. Is that how you say it? Bow chicky bow wow. Dumplings. Love y'all.